Oh, we're going.
Romeo, stop hitting yourself out of the door. You silly
In the
butt.
battle of dog versus door,
Yeah, I think he's...
door is gonna win out.
Not really a question.
It's not a question of if, just a matter of when.
And guy's always on.
Of course, the guy's always on. All right, let's copy this guy. Tell everyone that we're on. Quiet, you.
Once the chocolate is melted, I will.
To sweet it out.
Oh,
she's working with liquid nitrogen.
ooh, cool.
Ooh, science experiment.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's a cold ass cook. Woof, woof, woof.
woof, woof, indeed. Did you see that dog? Meow.
No, that's not how it works.
Totally how that works.
Wrong breed.
You're a wrong breed. Alright, so you're going here, we're going here, and we're going to go live to Audacity to record.
Christy actually told me she would watch tonight, so I'm telling her we're going live.
Well, we are live now.
Hey, hello!
Don't tell her we're going live when we are already live.
We're the liveliest bunch in the room here, I guess. Hi, it's the Media Boat Podcast, in case you don't know what we're droning on about.
Oh, you know it is.
Hey, it's the Media Boat Podcast. Today is December 11th, Wednesday, December the 11th, 2019, as we inch closer and closer to 2020.
No, don't do that to me.
Yeah, it's happening.
No, 2020 stay.
2020 is happening.
2020, no.
It's happening very soon. A mere 20-something days. Something like that. But yeah, this is the Media Boat Podcast. If you do not know what that is, we are a podcast that's dedicated to giving you the news and thoughts about movies, television, music, and video games. In that order.
In that order.
In that order.
It's your second week in a row you've done that.
Totally by accident, both times. My name is Matt. His name is Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt. We have some thoughts for you guys. I actually went back to the movies.
We have some thoughts. We have some news. Let's roll right into it because we have a lot to cover. And let's talk about movies first. And we always start the movies section with the weekend box office numbers.
Alright, so I assume Frozen's number one again?
You are correct. So
Okay.
we were on the money last week when you said 35K?
Yep.
35 mil, sorry.
35 million.
Yeah, 35 million on the dot
Ooh.
for number one spot this week.
It's like I've been doing this for some time.
Yeah, something like that. That brings Frozen 2 to a domestic total of 338 million.
Okay.
Not bad for literally not being out of its first month.
Well, wait, no, it was. Well, I guess, technically, no. Technically,
Yeah.
4 weeks have not passed. So.
Yeah. So, still kind of in the same release window that it's still been.
Yeah.
Beating out our newcomer. Well, not really our newcomer. It came out 2 weeks ago. But Ryan Johnson's Knives Out in its second week. $14 million, adding to a $63 million total.
Hey, that's actually pretty respectable. Pretty good.
Number 3, Ford vs. Ferrari hangs in there, another $6 million, adding to its 91 total. That's going to crawl to 100 somehow.
It will somehow limp over the 100. I think as we get to Oscar season, it'll get some more.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If it gets nominated for anything.
If it gets
we'll see.
nominated, yeah.
Maybe like no, not even.
We'll see. We'll
I don't
see.
know. We'll see. Number 4, Queen and Slim, $6 million. That's at $27 million domestic right now. And rounding out your top 5, Tom Hanks in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood with another $5 million. That's at 43.
If all of that sounded familiar, it's because nothing changed between the 2 weeks.
That was the same as last week, just different numbers. In case you're wondering what our one new release did,
Yes.
the highly anticipated Media Boat favorite Playmobil the movie.
Yes, by STX Animation or something.
That was way down at number 14, as it made only $656,000.
Wait, what was that?
$656,000.
$1,000?
Not even $1 million.
Not even.
Could not even make $1 million in a wide release. That's your audience for Playmobil the movie. turns out.
apparently Playmobil is, dead, I guess.
I mean, they aren't living. They were never living.
No.
That's the thing.
I did. Well, like we said, who was this for? Also,
Kids.
it was supposed to be a summer release. We
Well-
saw the trailer.
Maybe you'll be more interested in the new releases this weekend.
Okay, what am I watching this weekend?
Well, you might be watching Richard Jewell.
This is Clint Eastwood
Yes.
directed film about the 1996 Atlanta bombing. No. It wasn't a bombing. It was a
Something
stopping of a bomb. How do we call it? Someone who stops a bombing.
A bomb stopper.
A
I
bomb
don't know.
stopper.
Everlasting bomb stoppers.
Yes.
I don't know, honestly. I don't know what it's
A
called.
hero, maybe.
Hero.
Or did he plant it to become said hero?
A member of the bomb squad.
No,
A bomb squad.
a bomb squad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Also out this weekend.
Yeah, that's directed by Clint Eastwood. Supposedly one of his better films, because he's not actually starring in it
We'll
this
see.
time.
We will see about that, sir. Also coming out this week, Black Christmas. Not the first movie to be titled that, I'm sure. So not White Christmas,
No.
but Black Christmas.
Yes,
See what
because
they did there?
this Friday is also Friday the 13th. This is your horror release for Black Christmas.
Yeah, they missed Black Friday, which would have been a good movie name.
I don't know, but Black Christmas. Yeah.
Fair enough. Also out this weekend, Jumanji: The Next Level.
That will probably be your number one film of the week.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. This, of course, the sequel to
Jumanji.
last year's Jumanji?
2 years ago, Jumanji.
Whenever Jumanji with The Rock and...
Was that last year's Jumanji?
Kevin
Did they
Hart.
pump this out that quick?
I think so. But yeah, this is the sequel to that movie. So with a slightly different cast, except the main cast is still the same cast. It's
Yes.
confusing.
Yes, the same.
They play the same characters in the video game.
Yes.
But the people who play them are different.
Just two of them are
Yeah.
different or something.
So yeah, I understand that Danny DeVito is in this.
Yes, and Danny Glover.
Too many Dannys, if you ask me.
All the Dannys.
No, too many Dannys. What doesn't have a Danny in it though is Bombshell.
Yes. Do you know what this film is?
I've seen a trailer for it.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Is I can't
Okay.
even remember.
So remember we were talking about how that Roger Ailes story was becoming
That's
a movie?
what this is. Yes.
That's what this is. They decided to title it Bombshell
Okay.
because it is a bombshell of a drop, but also they're blonde.
Yeah.
They're all blonde.
They're all
Bombshells.
Bombshell. So yeah,
But yeah, not the name I would have gone for in naming that thing.
I kind of dig it. I kind of get what they're going for.
Well, I get what they're going for, but that's not the name of a film that's gonna win you Oscars.
No, God no.
No.
Next up, though, also not a name that will win you Oscars, but it might be nominated for some. Get ready for serious Adam Sandler because it's time for Uncut Gems.
Is that finally getting released?
That is finally getting released.
Okay, serious Adam Sandler time.
Yeah, serious Adam Sandler time in Uncut Gems.
Last time he was this serious, he was drunk on Punch Love.
Yeah. Or,
Punch.
wait, no, Funny People, I think. Was
Funny
since
People.
Then.
Oh yeah, Funny People was
Funny
since then.
People.
Which
So-
was unfunny.
Yeah.
If I remember
Ironic,
correctly.
isn't it?
Yes.
Funny.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the next weekend. The big movies are the week after that, so if you're wondering what those big titles are doing, they're waiting patiently in the dark.
Yes. If you're waiting for that Christmas release, that will be next week.
Next week, so stay tuned.
Or the week after. But
Those are
next
new
week.
releases. You saw a movie.
Yeah, but because it's a movie that came out in November, we'll talk about it at the very end.
Okay, arbitrary rules it is.
Arbitrary rules
Moving
are
on.
arbitrary.
Speaking of new releases, then, this actually would have been a segue I could have used if I had known we were saving the thoughts for later.
Oh.
The big films of 2020 have dropped trailers this week.
Yes. Beep, beep, back it up. Movie trailer coming through.
All right, first up,
So-
there was a trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
So as I noted last week at the very end of movie section, James Bond dropped his trailer
Yes.
that day. So everyone else decided to drop their big trailer this week, including Warner Brothers, Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
2020 Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, the name of the movie is Wonder Woman, 1984.
Taking place, or premiering
place
in
in-
2020.
But it takes place in 1984.
Yes, which means before Justice League, which
Right.
means Wonder Woman will indeed survive this thing.
So, spoiler.
Spoiler.
What'd you think about this trailer? I watched it on mute.
I also watched it on mute.
Not on purpose, not like to say any statement or anything. It was just because I watched it on Twitter and I didn't want to click the unmute.
Oh, that's all I did
Yeah,
too.
I mean, that's what people do these days. That's how I watch most of my trailers, to be honest. I don't know. It seems like a Wonder Woman movie.
It's
She's
colorful.
doing cool moves.
It's colorful.
Yeah.
She has golden eagle armor. I am curious enough to see how they're going
Yeah.
to include
Oh, certainly.
the Chitara?
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Chitiri? Chitiri?
Chia.
Cheetah.
I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, so I
Yeah.
will see this and see if it holds up to the original.
Yeah, this is something that I will probably see as well.
Yep.
It's Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We already talked about No Time to Die's trailer last week.
Yep.
It exists.
It
James Bond
exists.
doing
James Bond
things.
looking like James Bond doing James Bond things.
But next up, though, this made me mad.
This one made you mad?
And you know which one it is.
Which one is this?
Ghostbusters: Afterlife.
Ah, yeah. So, after everyone shit on Ghostbusters 2016,
For no reason.
2017.
Because it's a fine movie.
it's a fine film. It tries to do something different.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought the cast was great. I thought maybe the special effects budget was a little overblown, and I don't blame Sony for being angry that they lost so much money on it.
It was definitely a super special effects heavy film when it didn't need to be.
But this trailer, after watching this trailer, I was like, they learned nothing
no,
at all, didn't they?
No, they did not.
So, what did you think about this thing? I watched this with sound on.
They wanted to get the band back together.
Yes.
They wanted to try and correct all the...
Correct with quotes.
Correct all the quotes. Okay, I can put quotes right here, because correct all the bad will they lost.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm with you. Ghostbusters was fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't hate it.
I enjoyed my time with it.
It was a good, fun time at the movies.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought the whole last 20 minutes of that thing were completely wasted time.
Yes.
But this thing, yeah, you're right. Their approach here is let's give the fans the thing that they wanted, which is a direct sequel to the original movies
Mm-hmm.
that references those characters as if they had done all the things they did.
Yep.
That brings it to modern day, and inexplicably is written and directed by the son of the original director.
Yeah.
Who cares about Jason Reitman? Who cares about Jason Reitman? It's 2019. Who cares?
No one on purpose cares.
That's what I'm saying. Why did they let him do this?
Because money.
And name recognition?
Because brand recognition.
The other thing here is, and what I meant mostly by they have learned nothing, is it's got basically the same special effects going on that were in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not used a whole lot in this trailer, but when they are, I was like, this is the same thing. Like, why? Why did you spend this much money again?
I don't think they spent that money. I think Sony's being cheap and just reusing assets.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised
I didn't think about that.
either.
That's a good point. But then my biggest problem, though, with this existing / this trailer, it's not funny. It's not a comedy.
I don't think it's supposed to be a comedy.
And what is wrong with them? Ghostbusters is not only a comedy, but it's one of the best comedies of all time.
Wait, you think Ghostbusters is
I
a
think
comedy?
Ghostbusters is a top 10 comedy of all time.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, you think that.
A lot of people probably think that.
Okay, sure, they
That's
think
me.
that.
But first of all, it is a comedy. If I was going to pick a genre for that thing, that is a comedy. It
Okay.
has science fiction aspects, but it is comedy first.
Okay, I work on sci-fi.
Oh, no,
Reversed
no,
it.
no, not the first Ghostbusters. Maybe Ghostbusters 2. But the first Ghostbusters is comedy first. And that's what I liked about the 2016 one, is that it is also a comedy first.
Well, yeah.
They went hard on that end of it because they knew that the legacy was that it's a funny movie.
Also, that cast was built around
Yeah.
comedians.
This is the opposite of that. It's got the kid from Stranger Things,
Mhm.
and it's super serious and dour and boring through the whole trailer. And I'm like, I don't want to see this movie. Who is this movie for?
It's all for those hardcore Ghostbusters fans who
But if
raised
you
their
love
voice.
Ghostbusters, don't you want it to be a comedy?
No, they want it to be theirs. They want it to be theirs.
Why? Because they're gatekeeping assholes? Like, I have such a disconnect from the audience for this thing that I do not know why it exists.
It's because the internet voices are louder than our commentary here on our podcast.
It just makes me so mad. That's all I'm saying. It just makes me angry. Anyway, what did you think?
Oh.
God, deer in headlights.
Like I said, I watched it on mute.
Oh, okay. I watched it with sound.
No, I watched it on mute. But yeah, special effects is heavy for no reason.
I know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. That's not the only trailers that dropped, though.
No, it's not.
Marvel people were happy to see the first glimpses of Black Widow.
Dun.
That's the movie about Black Widow.
Yes, also taking place in the...
Yeah.
Wait, no, not the 80s. Scrap that. No, this takes place after Iron Man 2
Okay.
and before Civil War.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure where in the timeline Age of Ultron falls with this thing.
Yeah. I don't
If it's
know.
after that or before that.
No idea. But yeah, this thing exists. I don't know. I have a hard time feeling any desire to watch this, considering
We know the fate.
what that character went through.
Yeah.
Like, I know they're gonna try to redeem her arc by doing this, but I'm like, at this point, what could they possibly do?
It's definitely interesting to see why this thing exists. Besides, Scarlett Johansson probably signed something like, "Okay, you can kill me off
She
if
probably
I."
signed a
if
contract
you-
years ago that said she was gonna get a solo movie.
Yeah, and they
This is
finally
just
kept
happening.
making it happen.
Apparently, Disney had to wait until Wonder Woman proved that this could happen, and then they had to make a demo in the form of Captain Marvel
No.
to see if this process could work. And now they're finally doing it.
Well, they had to they had to kick out one of was it Marvel's executives? I think.
Right, yeah. Who was like, nah, can't do this.
Yeah, who verbally said no one in the right mind will go watch a movie starring an African American cast.
and
And Black Panther.
came
And then
out.
after he got kicked
Yeah.
out, they made Black Panther to prove him wrong.
Yeah, it's just like, hell, look at what we did, and
Yep.
it made more money than any of these.
And is the only one nominated for
Best freaking picture. Yeah, no, like seriously. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that the people who are excited for this are satisfied with it. So most I can say about
It
it.
definitely looks like a
Marvel movie.
Marvel movie.
They have a formula.
Yes, they do.
If that doesn't sound good to you, though, maybe Ryan Reynolds is a video game character that's not Pikachu.
So we we covered this
Yes.
before when it got announced that Ryan
No, it's
Reynolds
got
was
a
doing
name,
this
and
thing.
it's terrible.
It's called Free Guy.
Free guy, as in, oh, I have a free guy in a video game, which is said by people who are like 70 years old because nobody cares about lives in video games anymore.
Right. Lives in video games got done away with in the 7th generation. And yes, I'm calling that the 7th generation.
Thank you, Wikipedia. But no, like, I think it's a bad name, but I mean, it's a premise we've kind of seen before.
Yes. Guy discovers, literally his name is Guy.
Yeah.
He's an NPC,
Uh-huh.
a non-playable character in a video game, who puts on the protagonist's glasses and realizes, oh, wait, I'm in a video game. See, when I first heard this premise, I thought they'd go more of the Truman Show vibe.
Yeah.
And slowly you realize, but no, they're just going to go
No.
full-fledged. Oh, he's going to realize within the first 30 minutes that he's in a video game.
Let me take a moment that this premise is so overdone. I've even done it before. Back when I was writing fan fiction, Pokemon fan fiction,
Yes.
back in my teens,
Yes.
I literally wrote a story about somebody just figuring out that they were in a Pokemon game.
They're in a Pokemon game.
One of the scenes, one of my favorite scenes that I wrote was them figuring out that they couldn't get past like the very small low to the ground curb on the ground. Like, I can't step, I can't jump,
I can't step up. I can go down, but I can't go up?
What is this?
You're going to make me walk all the way around?
What? So, yeah.
Or just a Snorlax in the road? Well, guess I'm stuck.
You get to the Snorlaxes. Yeah, so, yeah, this is lame. I don't know why they're making this movie. But anyway, unless a 16-year-old is writing this, then cool, I'm game.
No, it's not. This is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds producing, and I think also writing with his Deadpool producing team.
Oh, of course, because who else would you work with at this point?
Right. Exactly.
Anyway, that's it for the trailers that we got dropped this week.
Yeah, those are the big movies coming out in the first half of 2020.
Maybe one of those will be something that will pique somebody's interest. Let's move on and not talk about that anymore.
Okay,
let's talk instead about the theater chain AMC.
Okay, so holidays are coming around, and people like myself and my family typically go to the movies around the holiday season.
Yeah, but when you go to the movies, here's something to consider. Those theater employees are probably super pissed off, and here's why.
Because they're working on holidays?
Yeah, and guess what? For AMC's workers, there's no extra pay for working Christmas Day or any other holiday. In fact, their hourly rates do not increase even when they work more than 8 hours a day or exceed 40 hours a week. The reason? Movie house workers, along with a lot of labor workers out there, including restaurants, retail workers, any food service, and like all sorts of workers. It's not just movie theaters. I want to make that clear. Are exempt from federal labor laws that mandate overtime pay for nearly all other hourly workers besides them. Today, the legal loophole that allows AMC to avoid overtime pay is obviously an outdated relic and based theater employees on being entertainment industry professionals. Because way back in the 1930s, that's what they were listed in the Fair Labor Standards Act.
Of course, back in the 1930s, in order to run a theater house, you had to also run the actual projection and the actual kitchen and everything, You had to be a specialty. But now
you don't.
Now
you can work at a cashier and hand to somebody a bag of Twizzlers.
Yes.
Which I'm not belittling. That isn't hard work, and it's a pain being on your feet all day. But it's different than it used to be.
Yes. Especially way back in the 1930s compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
Where everything is pretty much automated.
That being said, there is a petition that is currently being signed to change the overtime laws with more than 6,000 employees calling for the company to implement new rules. AMC, by the way, employs close to 40,000 full and part-time employees around the world, with more than 1,000 movie theaters worldwide.
So this is just over 10% that have currently signed this petition.
But hey, if you get the word out, if you keep passing this around, maybe more and more people will sign this.
I'm sure they will.
AMC will take notice.
Also, labor unions exist for a reason.
I mean, if anything that we know about the current era of the United States, there's a lot of things that were enacted in 1930s. Doesn't mean we should have it now.
Like Disney.
Hey, not wrong, I tell you. All right. Anyway.
Yes. Now, excuse me while I go turn on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you do that. Moving on. It's time to finally talk about your thoughts. You saw.
All right, everyone, get to the kitchen.
Knives Out.
Get to the kitchen.
I got my knives out.
Get your knife out.
Okay. Yeah.
Take your knives out.
All right.
Tell me about Knives Out.
So this is a film that has been on my radar since I knew it existed.
Well, yeah.
Something that we've been following here at the Meadville Podcast.
It's true.
In terms of its casting and its story.
All true.
This is Rian Johnson. Yes, the guy that directed Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that guy.
But also directed a lot of other good stuff prior to that.
Looper.
Yes, good example right there.
Man Who Brought You Looper.
Man Who Brought You Looper is back with a story that he wrote and directed called Knives Out. This is his take on the murder mystery genre.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, or maybe on purposefully, centers around a well-off and well-famous mystery writer who dies suddenly after his 85th birthday.
It's a mystery.
It definitely is. although it does take the mystery and flip it on its head, as it gives you everything as you go, so you see people's motives play out.
Is this anything like the movie Clue?
Funny enough, people keep comparing it to Clue, but it does
Awesome, I'm sold.
Clue better.
Okay.
It does Clue better.
Okay.
Although I was able to figure out who done it by the end.
Okay.
I did not figure out how they did it or necessarily why they did it until everything was revealed.
Cool.
Which I did enjoy.
Yeah.
That being said, because I knew going in that it's a murder mystery, I was constantly looking for clues.
Yeah. And not everybody's going to do that.
No, not everyone's going to do that. But this thing is hilarious. There's a lot of good, funny moments in it. Especially since, like, all these actors play other roles. Where you have James Bond questioning Captain America while General Zod is in the background sitting next to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So it's a great thing that currently exists, and it's hilarious. It's fun. It definitely takes on that Agatha Christie vibe, the Hercule Poirot character, and definitely satirizes him to a pulp, but in a good way.
Okay. I feel like there's probably a whole lot you can't say because so much of it is the experience of watching.
There's a lot of it is the experience, but I will say that Daniel Craig knocked it out of the park with this thing, especially from his introduction.
Okay.
It's like, oh, okay, clearly this is someone to look out for, and then it's like, oh, maybe, like the whole, like, the main theme about this film is from, like, what you say and what you do are two completely different things, and how people perceive you versus how you actually are two different things, and how people can flip, especially when money's involved or things aren't known. And it's really fun and really well done, and I really enjoyed my time watching this. Very few times when I'm watching a film do I realize, wow, I am really enjoying this film, and this is my favorite film. I had that feeling watching this film.
Wow, okay. Good
so, look out for it in the end of the year lists.
Great. That sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yes. Because it is a murder mystery, I can't get too heavy into the details about everything that I like about it, because a lot of it is in the writing and how these characters are set up and portrayed.
Yeah, I bet.
It does have that family dynamic that I love, and everything is just written so well in terms of motivations and little Easter eggs that are dropped in the beginning of the film that get played out at the end of the film, and just the stuff that they keep hinting at, and all of a sudden you see, like, all the twists that each character does. It's like, but you said that, and it's this. Yeah. So it's definitely a really, really fun film, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, go see it if you haven't seen it. It's hard to talk in depth about, especially if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot there's a lot of good stuff that I like about it, but talking about it lends to spoiler territory.
Yeah.
Which, did you see it over there?
I loved it.
Yes.
It was so good.
Okay, I'll see it. Jeez. I'm gonna twist my arm, everybody. Okay, cool. Anything else to say about it before we move on? Media boat scale, patented media boat scale. You're obviously going to say see it.
Well, yes, I haven't said see it already. Yes, my scale is to go see it.
All right, cool. Let's move on.
Okay.
Because we got other stuff to talk about.
All right, let's move on.
Steel. Television. We get to move on to television, and we always start television with the Sports Corner.
All right.
We have a big one this week.
Yes. So last week was College Championship.
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
Which means we have to crown the best player in the NCAA.
And that is called what?
The crowning of this 21-year-old.
No, but what's the trophy? What's the trophy?
Oh, the Heisman. Because
Heisman
he is
Trophy.
the... Oh, no, yes,
He
the
is the
Heisman.
man trophy.
He is the man trophy. Heisman.
And this Saturday was presented to Joe Burrow, the quarterback from LSU. Or... Oh, there's 3 people.
Yes.
Justin Fields, the Ohio State quarterback.
Or...
J.K. Dobbins, the Ohio State running back.
Or...
That's all you have.
Jalen Hurts, the Oklahoma quarterback.
Why are these all ors? Why is it says presented in past tense, but there are multiple people?
Oh, will be presented.
Oh, you... This Saturday presented.
Oh.
It confused
Yes,
me.
this Saturday. This
Sorry.
upcoming Saturday.
My bad then.
They will be presenting...
This is going to happen. This has not happened.
No.
Okay.
But you would have been correct, or you probably will be correct,
Joe
that
Burrow.
Joe Burrow is literally the favorite, the odds-on favorite. Vegas has him at 2,000
Whoa.
plus odds to win.
Okay.
Meaning, if you put $2,000 down on him to win,
Yeah.
you'll only win $100. They are that confident.
Right. I will not be doing that. That sounds like a stupid bet.
It is. But that is how confident Vegas is that Joe Burrows will win the Heisman.
But in case you're wondering about what these bowl games are sized up to be,
Yes.
I got some
So,
bowls for you.
all right. So, give me a big soup or a bowl.
All right. First bowl. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Which
a
I don't
classic.
think you can buy peaches at Chick-fil-A, but still.
No, but it is in Atlanta where
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A headquarters is.
And that would be number 1 ranked LSU against number 4 ranked Oklahoma.
Yes, this is the Peach Bowl is a part of this year's playoffs.
Playoffs.
College playoffs.
Yeah. Next bowl. You
Yes.
ready? Clear that bowl.
Okay.
Get a new bowl.
All right, new bowl out.
Feel like a fiesta. PlayStation Fiesta Bowl.
No, I want my Tostitos Fiesta
Sorry,
Bowl.
PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. We went over this last week.
I know.
You corrected me.
We
That would
go over
be-
this every single
Yeah.
time.
Number 2, the Ohio State, and number 3, Clemson.
Yeah, the Ohio State
Yes.
should win,
Well, we'll see.
but we'll see.
Next up, new
They
bowl.
have to stop Joey Lawrence. And,
Joey Lawrence.
Yes, sorry, Trevor Lawrence.
That's very different.
Yes, they're two
He's not
different
going to
people.
go throw the ball and go, whoa, every time. That's my Joey Lawrence. Everybody.
That's your Joey Lawrence impression?
Anyway. This is boy.
Aggressive.
Next up, clear that bowl of food because I'm going to fill it full of cotton. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
Yes, taking place in Arlington, Texas.
And that would be Penn State versus Memphis.
Yeah, yep.
Next up, fill it with oranges. Capital One Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Florida versus Virginia. Next up, of course, everybody's favorite New Year's spectacular, the Rose Bowl, presented by Northwestern Mutual. Because they had to ruin the name Rose Bowl.
Yes, they did.
That would be Oregon and Wisconsin. Then you have the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, they
Get
did.
all hyped up with Georgia versus Baylor. And then that is all. Those are the bowls.
Oh, no, there's more bowls.
More bowls, but those are the bowls we know.
Okay, yes, but I'm going to read you off the
There's more
hilarious bowls.
All right, give me
because
the
there are
hilarious
always hilarious bowls.
Give me more bowls.
All right.
I love bowls.
I know you do. I know.
All the bowls.
The Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl.
What?
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl.
I feel like those two should be swapped.
The Cherubundy Boca Raton Bowl.
I wonder where that is.
It's in Florida.
Yes, I know.
The Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl.
Okay, alright.
The Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
Wait, Bad Boy Mowers?
Yes,
Is
gas.
that a company that sells mowers?
I guess so.
Are they gas powered?
There's somehow to it.
Okay.
The SoFi Hawaii Bowl.
Okay, that was kind of boring in comparison there.
Yes. The Military Bowl, presented by Northrop Grumman.
Ugh, gross. Okay.
The New Era Pinstripe Bowl. Because it gets played in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you, New Era.
The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
Hell yeah. Sign me up.
And my favorite one of all of these.
All right, I'm ready.
Cheez-It Bowl.
I could use a Cheez-It bowl. This big bowl full of Cheez-Its.
Cheez-It Bowl played at Chase Field in Phoenix.
Oh, I don't want Cheez-It bowls that's been sitting out in Phoenix for a long time. Get too hot. Get gross.
But yeah, no,
It's dry heat.
it's hilarious. It's a dry heat. It's how you bake it.
Bake all the Cheez-Its in the bowl. Okay, we need to stop talking about the bowls.
Okay, last one though.
Okay.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
All right. Yes.
All right, and yeah, we're gonna end on that one.
Love it. Okay, we got to stop talking about bowls because there's professional football to talk about.
Oh yes, actual football.
Sure. The Carolina Panthers have fired their head coach, Ron Rivera.
Yeah, this was actually happened last week. I just forgot to note it.
Well, there's your note.
Yes. Also fired, previously in the year, Jay Gruden of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which we noted during the season. So, those are already 2 head coaching jobs available come Black Monday.
So go get them. No, like you listeners, go get them.
Yes.
The head coach.
Literally anyone could be a head coach. You just give
them
the ball to your running back.
And you do like weird, like, you do this, you hold a thing in front of your face whenever they show you on the TV.
Yes, but make sure you know how to yell at a ref.
Yes, that's key.
That's how you get the calls in your favor.
That's key, yes. Especially when you're playing in New England.
And don't even think about playoffs yet.
Yeah,
don't talk about playoffs.
Because as soon as you talk about playoffs, some people will yell at you.
Yes. You got to win a game first before you talk about playoffs.
Playoffs? Okay, anyway.
And if you need a tutorial, there's a great video game in 2008 called Madden Head Coach. Gives you everything you need to know about being a head coach.
Pick it up. Pick it up at your GameStop before it closes next month, probably. Anyway, let's move on. In case you're wondering about worldwide sports,
there's a wide world of sports.
Wide world of sports, even maybe the agony of defeat. Russia, the entire country of Russia, has been banned from participating in any global competition for 4 years, including the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, but not the FIFA World Cup.
Yes, because FIFA is corrupt, as we know.
But we already knew that.
They love corruption, which is why Russia is okay.
But yeah, so no Russians in the Olympics.
Yes, but if you did notice in the last Winter Olympics, there were no Russians either. They had to go under the independent nations.
Like, individual athletes could compete, but they had to compete in kind of the, like, weird, like, refuge, like...
Right, the
team.
Whoever the independent athletes of the USA or something.
Yeah, who didn't
of the world.
Yeah,
not out of America.
Who aren't playing under any flag.
Right, but in order to qualify for that, they do still have to pass all these drug tests, which is why Russia is banned, because
in the first place
they didn't do that in the first place.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the summer. Meanwhile, get ready for contracts. Some contracts getting signed.
All right. So these are huge-ass baseball contracts.
Baseball contracts.
So, you know how we said Mike Trout got signed to the biggest contract? Well, step aside.
Yeah. There's a whole line of them now.
Yep.
Garrett Cole signed a 9-year, $36 million contract with a $324 million total in all.
Yeah. Say that again.
That is 9 years, $36 million a year, total of $324 million. $324 million.
I think I went to the wrong sport.
No, clearly. Cole has smashed the 7-year, $245 million contract that righty Steven Strasburg signed with the Nationals earlier this week.
Yeah, that was going to be the story. And then this happened.
And he nearly matched the $330 million guarantee outfielder Bryce Harper received from the Phillies last offseason.
Yep.
So, Garrett Cole gets $1 million per strikeout, you have written here.
Yes. As last year, he had a total of 324 strikeouts.
So there you go. Pay out $1 million per.
The Yankees decided that qualified for $1 million per strikeout.
That's pretty good.
But also note that being a pitcher is literally one of the easiest ways to injure yourself.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In sports.
It's a short life.
You should know.
Let me tell you. Digital me.
Digital you is
just
still.
Found that out the hard way.
Are you still nursing that Tommy John?
I haven't gone back in. By the way, local team, the Angels, made an offer for him as well.
Yep.
But wasn't enough money. South of $300 million.
Which is probably what he should be paid.
But they offered him a prettier penny.
Yeah, but let me put it this way: if any team is going to be able to lose $325 million, it's the Yankees, and they'll still be okay.
Oh yeah, no, they're made of money.
I think on Twitter I saw that Bryce Harper or not Garrett Cole's salary tops the Kansas City Royals team salary. Entire team salary.
I 100% believe that. Well, on that depressing note, let's talk about television news.
No, let me live in this fake world where I am Garrett Cole.
No, because we need to talk about television news because award season continues with aplomb as we are rushing straight into the Golden Globes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Golden Globe nominations were announced, as well as our host, Ricky Gervais, will be host again this year for the Golden Globes.
It's because he can drink at this one.
Which means I will not be watching this year. That was my ticket to get a pass, so thank you, Ricky Gervais. They will be airing on January 5th on NBC. Netflix's Marriage Story, the one we talked about last week with Noah Baumbach directing and Adam, Mr. Star Wars Driver.
Yes, Mr. Star Wars Driver's Adam.
Marriage Story leads with 6 nominations, followed by The Irishman and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with 5 apiece. Meanwhile, on the TV side, because Golden Globes does both, get you an award show that does both. Chernobyl, The Crown, and Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Tops with 4 nods apiece. Netflix leads the distributors with 17 nominations for both TV and film. In a move abject to the Academy Awards, The Lion King is nominated for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah, they are. I had to note that.
Here are your nominees for the big awards. Motion Picture Drama, 1917.
Okay.
There's a movie called 1917.
Yes, that is directed by Sam Mendes. Yes, that's Sam Mendes of James Bond.
Yes. The Irishman, of course.
Of Martin Scorsese.
Joker.
Of Todd Phillips.
Yes. Marriage Story. The Two Popes.
Noah Baumbach. Don't know who directed Two Popes.
Yeah, I don't know. The Two Popes.
It's a Netflix movie.
And then meanwhile, musical comedy. Dolomite Is My Name. Jojo Rabbit. Knives Out. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Rocket Man. And that's it.
Rocket Man.
Cats. Not eligible, I guess.
No.
It's not out yet.
No, but it is... No, but it was eligible for original song.
But didn't make it.
No, it got nominated for original song.
Yeah.
But is not nominated
I'm just surprised not to see it here, honestly.
Because musical?
Because musical.
Yes.
There are no musicals this year in the musical category. Unless Rocket Man counts.
Rocket Man, I guess, counts.
I guess counts.
That's their saving grace of Rocket Man being nominated.
Meanwhile, TV drama. Big Little Lies, The Crown, Killing Eve, The Morning Show, and the theme song to Succession. No, Succession.
The theme song to Succession?
The internet is obsessed with the theme song to Succession. I don't know why. I haven't heard it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
I've read a lot about the theme song to Succession.
Okay.
More about the theme song than the actual show Succession. Ask me anything about Succession. I have no idea what that show's about.
What is Succession?
I have no idea what that show's about.
It's about people trying to succeed.
That's all I could guess. TV comedy, Barry, Fleabag, The Kaminsky Method, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and The Politician.
Yep, that will be interesting to see as Marvelous Mrs. Maisel goes up against Fleabag. And sad to see The Good Place is not nominated.
So thus, I don't care about the Golden Globes. Moving on.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
You're just going to move on?
Because I don't care. It's like the foreign press is going to do what the foreign press is going to do.
Like give Roma the best picture because it deserved it?
It deserved it, but they also did the smart thing and divided the genres into 2 categories instead of what the Oscars does. So,
right.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay.
But they're never a bellwether for how Oscar season's going to go.
Okay, yeah. Real briefly, you kind of sounded like you ran over this, but Netflix being nominated for 17 awards?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, but these aren't the Oscars. That's the thing.
But note that it's 17 for TV and 17 for film. Not 17 total for both.
I mean, I guess that's neat, but it's not like...
But yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Netflix has done this before.
Don't matter. That's the thing, is that I want to be excited, but they don't really matter.
What do you mean they don't matter?
Golden Globes haven't mattered in a long time.
Well, I'll give you that because they're not a part of the EGOT.
Yeah, no, that's how you know if an award matters. It's if it's in the EGOT.
No, that G is not for Golden Globe.
No, it's not. It's for Grammy. Moving on. Bill Nye.
That science guy?
Yeah, the science guy. The only one.
Bill.
He is now allowed to take limited claims against the Walt Disney Company to trial. Good for him.
Wait, I think we might have mentioned something like this. We may have mentioned
something about this kind of brewing in the kind of percolating underground. But now it's happening. In Nye's fourth amended complaint, he estimates $28 million in damages from the way that Disney allegedly shortchanged him on profits from his 1990s television show. He's also seeking punitive damages arising from how Disney has, quote, a long and consistent pattern of underreporting revenue and improperly applying deductions. Disney moved to get the case down to an accounting spectacle and an interpretation of the contract. In a motion for summary adjudication, this is a lot of legalese.
It is definitely legalese.
The defendant raised the incontestability provision of the deal and argued that Nye had suspicions early on and waited too long to object to participation statements. Nye responded that the quarterly profit statements that he received from a Disney subsidiary lacked detail and that he was unable to decipher whether they were complete and accurate. Nye also contended that Disney induced him to spend time, money, and other resources on an audit under the false promise he'd be provided with access to the necessary records. A 10-day trial is currently estimated for a May 2020 date.
Yes, May 2020, the judge will have 10 days to basically issue a ruling on this. Now, it is interesting timing that this comes literally weeks after another lawsuit for a different company about accounting with the Spinal Tap crew.
Yeah.
And Harry Shearer and that whole thing.
I mean, Harry Shearer has a history of going after more money, whether it be Spinal Tap
Simpsons
or The Simpsons. It's like that's the thing that guy does is he sees how much money he can get. Not to say anything, I'm sure he's a fine guy, but from what I understand, he's very difficult to work with.
Yes,
anyway.
Probably. But anyways,
but good for Bill Nye standing up for stuff that he's owed against the giant behemoth that is Disney.
Yeah, it's very hard to go up against Disney, but also see that this is Spinal Tap's case settled. Mm-hmm. Did not finalize the court. It settled before something was written in stone.
But Disney apparently is so hot on arguing with the dude, they're apparently not even offering to settle at this point.
Oh, they're going to settle. They have till May. They have till May.
We'll see. And yeah, Bill Nye is such like a well, at least for most of us with relatively reasonable minds, is a stand-up dude, and we all like him. So to do something against Bill Nye would be seen as a very
to do something against the internet.
Yeah, exactly. People would be angry if Bill Nye was wronged. Mm-hmm. So this is an interesting one to watch.
Also, this is an accounting error, as we have seen time and time again. Yeah. I bet eventually coming down the line, this accounting stuff will eventually be its own Oscar bait movie, much like Bombshell is.
Yeah, maybe. We will see. Moving on. That's it for television news.
Okay.
So, before we move into cancellation and renewals, you have thoughts because a certain HBO series has ended.
Yes. Watchmen will be ending this upcoming week.
Yes.
But in order for that to end, or at least that first season to end, a series has to end as well. Uh-huh. Silicon Valley.
Yeah, it's over.
It is officially over.
You survived the whole thing.
I have been on this journey with them since the beginning.
And how long have we been saying that it probably should have ended? Literally since the end of the second season.
Probably at the end of the second season. But this is a story of just something that just kept getting too big So they had to continue to write new things and new challenges. The bigger it got, the better, at least the acting got. The acting in this thing is superb. I love every comedian in here. Kumail Nanjiani is my favorite before this, but basically solidified that not only in this show, but then also in his film career. He's able to launch this. Thomas Middlebrook able to launch that into becoming the Verizon guy.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of what happened to him, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's also your agent in NBA 2K20.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is how my roommate Ty refers to him as, oh, he's your agent.
He's your agent.
Just a lot of good things came out of Silicon Valley. But also it gave people, probably most people, an insight into a world that people use every day but not necessarily know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
In terms of tech and apps and like how all these money and angel investors, basically the taste they got from the social network a bit when that came out was basically put on full-fledged weekly here with Silicon Valley. And credit to Mike Judge in creating something that clearly saw a need and saw a story to be told here.
Yeah.
And it was something that took people on a journey to watch these people start up a business, fail spectacularly, but at the same time, fail upwards. And also while maintaining a moral center compass, because plenty of times throughout the series they could have easily said, we'll do it for the money, and even at the end, they try to eventually go that route in, okay, we're too big, we have to do it for the money, only for their moral center compass to win out. And that is a great lesson to beholden in this day and age.
But it's also a very TV lesson, because honestly, what we've seen time and time again in real life
money
is
wins
that
out.
it's always the opposite.
Yes.
And so, of course, the TV characters are going, because it's a television show, are going to have that moral compass.
Right, but that's also why this last season definitely steered directly into it, where at every single turn he was faced with taking the money, and at every single turn he literally took said money.
Yeah.
Only for it to, up until he couldn't anymore, he couldn't face the fact that the thing he created was literally a monster that would destroy privacy as we know it. And thus eventually had to kill his own baby, which in writing, you have to learn to kill your own babies.
It's true.
Yeah. But it's 6 seasons is well-deserved for any series. It's definitely got a heart.
Yeah, it's not too long, it's not too short.
No,
it's like
it's
a good
just
middle
right.
number.
Yeah. It definitely feels like at the end of the 4th season, when they wanted to specifically do 2 more seasons, that they put themselves on that trajectory to know where to end it.
Yeah.
And they definitely felt like a closed chapter in a book that, okay, we can end it here. We know where we're going, and we know that we literally can't go any further than this without getting into a whole lot of too big tech companies' legalese, where even in this season, they literally bought the tech company that was their rival. They literally bought them out in a superb dick move, but was also showcasing that they had to become dicks in order to succeed. And then once they realized, oh my god, we are the monsters we created that we swore to, like, slay, then they realized that, okay, this is clearly something we can no longer handle. We have to shut it down. We have to kill it. And, by the way, one of the greatest subversion underlying jokes was in the final episode, and just something I didn't see coming, but worked so perfectly with everything they had built up. It was a fantastic ending, and while I'm sad to see it go, I'm glad that they were able to do it their way and end it on their note.
Yeah, it was time.
Yeah.
They were running out of things for them to do.
Right, well, like we said at the end of season 4, like, okay, they definitely can't keep this going Game of Thrones style for 10 seasons.
No, definitely not.
And when they announced that there were only going to be 2 more seasons, it was like, okay, they have an end game in mind here.
Yep. Okay. Good to hear that it ended on at least a good note instead of like a down feeling. I have a real brief thing to talk about.
Okay, what do you have thoughts on?
One of my favorite shows returned this past weekend.
Amphibia.
No, in a different form than before.
Steven's Universe.
Yes. So, hot off the heels of the Steven Universe movie that we got earlier this year.
Yes.
Steven Universe Future premiered
on
Saturday.
Okay.
It is... All we know so far is that it's supposed to be a limited series. We don't know how limited it is. As like Hulu and those kind of similar services do refer to this as Season 1. So it's a little unclear about how long this is going to last, but at least 15 episodes or more, it sounds like.
Okay.
Well, how they're doing it so far is that they're going to bomb 4 15-minute episodes that in the same format that they always did every Saturday in the next couple weeks. Okay. So 4 dropped on Saturday, and there will be 4 more this Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah, it takes place directly after the events of the movie. So time has passed. Everybody's a little older. They've kind of settled down. I would say more, but that would be spoiling a lot of stuff for people who maybe aren't caught up with the series or movies.
Okay.
So just know that this takes place, well, as the name implies, in the future. But yeah, I can't really say anything more than that. So I recommend it for people who saw the movie earlier and want to see the story of all these characters pick up where that left off. This is that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's real good stuff. It's still excellent. I think the animation budget got a little bit of an upgrade.
Oh, from the movie?
These episodes look incredible.
Okay.
Like it looks like the same kind of level of animation going on here.
Okay, interesting.
4 really solid episodes, a lot of lore. If you're ready for lore,
lore
this
dump?
has lore.
Okay, lore dump.
This has lore.
Well, it has to be a lore dump because it's a new series, essentially.
Right. You have to establish what's changed and pick up where all the loose ends kind of from the last season into that. So yeah, real good so far.
Okay.
That's all I watched.
Let's see. Like I said, Watchmen will be ending this upcoming Sunday. I think it's going to be ending this Sunday.
Yep.
After 9 episodes.
I think that's it for television.
The first half of Rick and Morty finished this season.
The
first 4 episodes. We talked about that already. Other than that... That's it.
Everything else is on mid-season hiatus right now.
Well, yeah, which means I think that all we have left to do for thoughts on TV is make a list of thoughts for end of the year list.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. All right.
Let's break out of that and move right into cancellations and renewals.
All right. What am I no longer watching?
Apparently nothing, because nothing is canceled, nothing is renewed.
Yes, it was there was literally no TV news.
However, all the news this week was dominated by who is no longer with us, as we have a whole list of deaths here.
Okay. Who am I no longer partying with?
I guess. First up, Pete Frates, age 34. Ouch. Baseball player and, of course, the inspiration for the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh, well, yes, ALS.
Sad.
Yep.
But that's what happens, I guess.
34 is young. But
34 is super young.
But hey, he started a movement.
Yeah. Next up, actor Rene Auberjonois, age 79. He had acted in things, most famously, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He played a lead character in that. But he's also been on other shows like MASH and Benson, a character actor.
Definitely a character actor.
Yeah, a lot of TV work. You'd know him if you've heard him. In fact,
he's that guy.
He's such a that guy. I don't know if you knew this one. He's the Le Poisson chef in Little Mermaid.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Fun fact.
Well, I mean, not fun because this is not fun news about him. But yes, that's bless you. True. Bless you again. Next up. This was the big music story of the week. Rapper who we've talked about here on this podcast quite a bit, Juice WRLD.
Yes, Juice WRLD. Because there is no O.
Age 21. Yeah. We'll get into more about the things surrounding his departure later in the music section. But yeah, this was a real rough one for a lot of people. Carol Spinney, age 85. Another rough one this week. Puppeteer, famous for being the person who brought Big Bird to life in Sesame Street.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a real sad one. Lisa de Cazot, age 58. Soap opera producer. Produced soap operas such as Sunset Beach, The Young and the Restless, and Days of Our Lives. Probably had a very long and storied career, as those shows last to this day.
Yes.
Well, one of them does.
Is it fortunate that he is dead?
Yeah.
Or is he? Dun dun dun!
Dun, dun. George J. Laurer, age 94. The inventor of the Universal Product Code. So next time you zap a UPC, think about for George J. Laurer.
Yes.
94 though, he lasted a long time.
The UPCs are gonna last a long time.
Yeah, that fits then, I guess. He almost saw him like the whole time. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Leonard Goldberg, age 85, a film and TV producer. Worked on Charlie's Angels, Blue Bloods, War Games, and was president of 20th Century Fox from 1987 to 1989. Just 2 years, but still.
Hey, made it president.
And lastly, Joe Smith, age 91, music industry executive over at Capitol Records, Elektra Records, and Warner Records.
Who?
All of them.
No, who was it?
It was Joe Smith.
Are we sure that was his name, not an alias?
You're an alias.
That
is it
all right.
for Debs. So I now hand this over to you, and we start talking about music.
All right, we start music with the Billboard. We start the Billboard with the Hot 100.
What are the hottest 5 singles in the nation right now?
Oh, just...
Me. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well,
I mean, music singles.
Kingdom Hearts is getting the love.
Oh?
As Heartless is number 1.
That has nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts. You'll get your Kingdom Hearts later.
Damn.
Just wait.
All right, I'll have to wait.
But yes, Heartless by The Weeknd.
Yes, new single by The Weeknd,
Yeah,
Heartless.
He put out 2 singles last week.
Yep. This one is the one people wanted to listen to.
Apparently.
Number 2, Circles by Post Malone.
Yep.
It's Christmas time as...
Yes.
At number 3, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Back in the top 5, as it always is this time of year.
This and the Pentatonix Christmas album.
Thankfully that hasn't happened yet.
It will. Just give it time.
Just good time.
At number 4, Someone You Loved by Louis Capaldi.
Still there.
And number 5, Memories by Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Side note, real briefly, I finally listened to Lizzo Truth Hurts.
Yeah?
It's just Black Beetle.
You hadn't heard it before?
No.
Well, it predates Black Beetle.
I know, it's funny.
Actually, I think it was around the same time. But still.
It's just Black Beetle.
They're similar songs, but they're different enough.
Yeah. There's another song that is hot right now. I think it's the new... Right no, it's not Senorita. I think it's the new one by... Camila Cabello.
Well, I'm going to talk about her record later, so maybe it'll come up.
Maybe.
Is it Liar?
Maybe.
Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe. But it's basically MIA's Paper Planes.
Oh. No. I don't know which one that is then.
Okay. It might not be her.
It might not be Camila Cabello.
It might be someone else. Yeah. But, that song and then Paper Planes were, on back-to-back radio stations. I kept flipping back and forth oh my God, this is just the same song. This is just the same song. But as for your Billboard 200, your albums chart.
Yes.
Frozen 2, your number 1 movie, is now your number 1 album.
Yeah, the soundtrack for Frozen 2.
Yes, the soundtrack. Number 2, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone.
Yep.
3, A Love Letter to You. 4,
to me?
by Trippie Redd.
Yep.
At number 4, Lover by Taylor Swift.
Yep.
And at number 5, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish.
Yep.
Just
the usual suspects
always there. Always the top 5. Alright, and we have new releases.
Yeah, what am I listening to this week?
I don't know what you're listening to this week.
Okay.
But here are the new releases.
Alright.
We have Fully Loaded, God's Country by Blake Shelton.
That's a terrible name.
I think this is just that album, just the deluxe version.
Oh, so it's God's Country, but it's the fully loaded edition.
It's a deluxe album, yes.
That just seems like the weirdest juxtaposition.
Yeah, but it's his favorite. It's the number 1 song for him right now. God's Country.
Is that really?
It is.
Oh, God. That sounds terrible.
We also have Duster by Duster.
Okay.
Free Nationals by Free Nationals.
Hey.
Fine Line by Harry Styles.
Yeah, new Harry Styles record.
And Heavy is the Head by Stormzy.
Yes, if you want to get your grime on.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But since you did bring it up, we're going to be talking about Juice WRLD, who I will predict have that bump next week.
Oh, not only does he have a bump, but you need to see how much that bump was.
So, as often happens after an unexpected death, Juice WRLD's music soared in popularity after his passing on Sunday, with streams climbing nearly 500% on that day alone.
Yeah.
On-demand audio streams for the rapper, who died at the age of 21, as you previously mentioned, suffered a seizure at Chicago's Midway Airport. His audio streams climbed to 487% on Sunday to more than 38.2 million in the U.S., with 4 of the top 10 songs on Spotify and Apple Music. Of course, everyone knows his song Lucid Dreams. It ended up topping the day at nearly 4.4 million on-demand audio streams, with Legends, the song that was sadly persistent lyric, "What's the 27 Club? We ain't making it past 21."
Yeah.
Was 4th with 3.1 million.
Yikes.
So, Nostradamus much?
So this is a complicated story for a lot of reasons, but the main thing to keep in mind here is that he's just another example of kind of the culture around what it is to be a star in modern society is kind of warped, and it makes your view of living even kind of change. I mean, the SoundCloud rap kind of genre has had several of these unexpected deaths now. I mean, we had
Mr. Tentacoin?
Yeah, XXX Temptation, XXX, however you say his name.
Yes.
Even before that, what was that? What was it? Little something.
Lil Peep.
Lil Peep? Was it Lil Peep? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, it's this recurring story now. We've seen 2 young men basically have almost the same thing happen to them. There seems to be, different stories kind of floating around exactly what the reason why he ingested what he did upon his death.
Was it?
Seems like there's a theory that there was some federal investigation happening, and that he may have done so to protect people around him from basically having a stash discovered of something that he wasn't supposed to have. And so he ingested it instead of having it found out.
Oh, TSA?
Yeah, that's apparently... Well, it was apparently further up in the federal ladder than that. But yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But it all just goes back to, we need to make sure that this is not... that we're not glorifying this kind of thing. And there's a lot of really good articles right now that are out about this over the last couple of days. I highly recommend you go read up. The listener, not you personally, because I know you're not going to do this. But if you're curious about kind of what this says about where we're at with rap stardom, there's a lot of really great articles that are out there on the internet right now about this. It's an interesting time, and I hope that the takeaway from this is that you don't have these young men, these young artists do not have to be cut down so early in their life like they have been. There are ways that we as fans can have a reciprocal relationship with these stars and not just feed right into the dramatic part of it, the dramatic drug use, drug abuse, alcohol abuse part of the culture. It's complicated.
So don't sing about what they sing about?
I'm not saying not to sing about it because, of course, the reason why their music resonates is because they're singing about something that relates to so much of their audience, right? It's the classic NWA thing, like
Right.
you've seen Straight
Yes.
Outta Compton.
Yes.
Like, it's the classic
But
thing.
is
It's
it-
like they mattered because they were singing about this stuff. They were mattered because they were rapping about this stuff, this real things that were happening. But there's a difference between singing about it and talking about the reality of the situation, and then letting it basically ruin and end your life. Like, this man, Juice WRLD, has a child. Like, this is some serious business. And, we as fans are responsible in the way that we respond to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reciprocal nature. So there's, better reading out there than I can deliver it. So I recommend that people who are interested in reading more look this up. But, yeah, this is a complicated one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say on this.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, but I just let you go there.
Yeah.
You okay?
We went there.
Okay.
We can go there sometime. We're like Degrassi.
We went there?
We go there.
All right.
All right, next up.
Next up.
Not Degrassi.
Not Degrassi. Although, if you want to talk about Drake, we can. No?
No.
Okay.
Not about Drake.
Nothing about Drake, but Beyonce. Let's talk about Beyonce.
Why not?
Yes, as Beyonce is not doing a Las Vegas residency.
Yeah, there was a rumor going around.
There's a rumor?
There was a rumor.
There's a rumor going around.
Read on.
Okay. Her rep has confirmed to Variety, quote, absolutely not true. That she stated, rumors that Queen Bey, however you want to say it,
Beyonce.
Queen Beyonce, would be hitting the Strip began circulating Saturday after website Love B. Scott posted a story citing sources that said she would announce the residency in the first half of 2020. The report said the residency would have made Beyonce the highest paid entertainer in the city. Beyonce has performed in Vegas before, releasing the I Am ... Yours, an intimate performance at Wynn Las Vegas album, which was recorded a few dates during her I Am ... world tour in 2009.
Uh-huh.
Isn't this the I Am Sasha Fierce?
Yes, it was that era. Of
Era?
Beyonce.
Yes.
She was Sasha Fierce.
She was and will always be the DirecTV Sasha Fierce.
But yeah,
But
this is just kind of a rumor quelling thing. I guess there was some rumors about her just picking up a residency. I mean, she's getting almost to that point in her career, maybe?
I don't think so. I thought the original rumor was supposed to be Adele taking up a residency. So
that
she
makes
could,
more sense.
So she could
Right,
be a
home,
mom
yeah.
and be a home and doesn't have to travel, but while also working on her albums.
I mean, the question is what does Beyonce do next? And who knows? That's the wonderful thing about Beyonce now in her modern incarnation.
Does she have to?
Is that, one, she doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to.
And two, if she does, it's going to be a surprise and it's going to knock all our socks off like it's done the last 2 times.
Or 3, don't care and just let it happen.
Yeah, that works too.
I'm in camp. I'm in camp 4.
Okay. Which is what?
Wait, was that not it?
Yeah, there's no... I mean, that's a good Beyonce reference, though, because she does have an album called 4.
I know. Also, her favorite number is 4, which is why Blue
Moving
Ivy is
on!
which is camp 4. I'm in her camp. She just does whatever the hell she wants.
Fair enough. What else is going on?
That's all I have for music news.
I listened to a record.
Are you sure?
I listened to an album.
Are you sure about that?
I did.
Okay. So, tell me about the number 1 album this week, Frozen 2, the soundtrack.
I did not listen to Frozen 2, the soundtrack.
Oh.
I did, however, listen to something that will probably be charting next week.
Okay. What is that?
The highly anticipated Camila Cabello album, Romance.
Not to be confused with Lady Gaga, who had a bad romance.
No, this is good romance.
Okay.
I am happy to report this is a fun listen.
This is a good time with.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So Camila Cabello, of course, has had a pretty big 2019. She had, of course, one of the hottest songs of the summer with Senorita with Shawn Mendes, and then ended up turning that relationship with Shawn Mendes into a real relationship, as they have been basically inseparable ever since. So,
well, I think they can't sing one part without the other,
no,
right?
I mean, like in their dating life as well. Like they are a couple.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing. That's a thing that has been happening.
Okay.
So a lot of the songs here are love songs, naturally, about a developing relationship. And the sound of this thing kind of, besides, of course, the singles that we know, Senorita is on this record, as is the current radio single Liar. But there are... the sound of the rest of it seems to have an even split sound-wise between... Get this. Follow me, if you will.
Okay.
Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. Like, if you just went right down the middle between the two of them, that's kind of where she ends up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's interesting.
I mean, that would explain her popularity.
Yeah. To give like an example, there are some really Ariana-esque, like kind of more like vocal acrobatics happening here in the occasional song. But then there's also songs that are very story-based, like a Taylor Swift song, complete with an ending song that is literally a tribute to her father.
Okay.
That is definitely a tearjerker.
Okay.
So it runs the gamut. There are ballads here. There are like pop numbers. There is a rap solo in the middle of one of these songs. It's an entertaining pop record. It doesn't reach the heights of something like Ariana Grande's Thank You Next from this year or Taylor Swift's Lover this year.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's a good. It would have been a good summer record if it had come out a few months earlier. It's breezy. I like Camila's voice. I think she's going to be a really interesting artist to watch in the coming years as she gets even better than she already is. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's not going to be on anybody's top 10 this year. There's a reason why I think she waited until December. This is not going to be anybody's like highlight, but it's a fun pop record.
So it's good, but
it's not great.
Not great.
Exactly.
Okay. So like you said, because it splits between two relative extremes of Ariana and Taylor Swift, it just ends up being okay.
It's her own thing, which is like, it's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, take it or leave it kind of thing.
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's going to be a take it or leave it thing. But I enjoyed what I listened.
Okay, so you're taking it.
If you like a pop album, I recommend at least trying it out.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say you didn't listen to the Jonas Brothers album.
I listened to half of it.
Okay. Better than that then?
About the same for me.
About the same.
I was like in the middle around their stuff right now too.
Okay, so that's why I asked, because I was in the middle of like, I like the first half but hate the second half.
Kind of like that. Then.
It's kind of like
You'll
that.
probably have similar feelings.
All right.
That's it.
That's
all I got.
I didn't listen to anything new.
Okay.
So I guess we move on.
Video games, it is.
All right.
Not doing too bad for such a long show.
No. I mean, just wait till we get to me talking here.
All right. Well, let's rush there then. Video games.
New releases in video games.
What are the new releases?
We have Detroit, Become Human, for the PC.
I was going to say, that's not a new release.
For the PC,
but guess what? It's December, so all we're getting is ports.
Yeah. We also have Wattam for PlayStation and PC. Mm-hmm. And Untitled Goose Game for the PlayStation and Xbox.
Yes.
That Nintendo Switch hit that people are talking about gets the console treatment, or I guess the full console treatment.
Right. Before it was a PC and Switch exclusive. Now it's coming to other consoles. Mm-hmm. Just to note, Wattam is the only new release this week. Wattam is brought to you by Keita Takahashi, who, if you recognize the name, is the guy who brought you years ago Katamari Damacy.
Okay.
The brain behind Katamari and also Nobi Nobi Boy for PS3. This is finally his new game after literal years of waiting. This thing's finally coming.
I would say it's close to a decade there.
Yeah, a lot of people have been very excited about Wattam. I'm still really unclear about what Wattam is.
It sounds like a Pokemon.
It does sound like a Pokemon, doesn't it?
It does.
All right.
All right.
That's it for new releases.
That means we're going to talk about The Bits.
All right.
Before you get me to ramble, you're going to give everyone else the bits.
The bits, because this week was a weirdly busy week in video games.
Yes, it was. With Nintendo's Indie World Direct.
Yes.
Which revealed several new Switch indie games, including Axiom Verge 2 and Skatebird.
We're not going to go through all of them here, but I just wanted to mention those two as they seem to be the ones, the two highlights, at least for me. Axiom Verge, of course, the sequel to Axiom Verge, which was a Metroid-esque kind of exploration game for a few years back. And Skatebird, because, man, I want to play Skatebird. It is literally a skateboarding game where you play as a bird.
Eee.
Yeah, birds on skateboards.
Birds on skateboards?
Birds on skateboards. How could you not want this game?
Birds on skatebirds?
Like, trust me, if you're listening to this, and this includes you, look up a video of Skatebird because it will just make you smile.
Oh, I will.
It is the cutest thing.
All right. We also have Resident Evil 3 Remake confirmed.
Yes!
For April 3rd, 2020 at State of Play, which is PlayStation's State of Play.
Yeah, PlayStation State of Play happened last week. This was the biggest story out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to briefly mention, I don't think I remembered to actually type it out. The other kind of revelation that happened at this thing was that Final Fantasy VII, the remake, will be exclusive to PlayStation 4 for the first year of release.
Yep.
This was kind of like quelling some rumors a year ago about whether or not this would be multi-platform upon release. It will not be.
This makes sense as
Sony put up some money.
Sony put up some money for Square Enix.
But also, we knew that this would eventually hit some sort of Xbox.
Oh yeah, no, we knew that.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. We also have Redbox planning to end game rentals.
Yeah, I wanted you to read this yourself so you could read, so you could feel the words on your tongue.
Yes.
You're not soon gonna be able to do that.
This feels weirdly okay, and yet
Yeah.
something is missing.
It seems like it's the time. I mean, if they were going to choose a time to do it now, on the dawn of a new generation where discs might not be a thing, really.
Right, when you have the Xbox, they're talking about going discless.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll try and do their own streaming something.
Yeah, which brings up another thing. We don't do rumors here, really, so I don't have the stuff about the discless Xbox and the twin versions of Scarlet, but there is some scuttlebutt happening right now about the next Xbox.
Yes, there's rumors that Xbox Scarlet is actually two different projects.
Anaconda and Lockhart?
Maybe.
Getting Lockhart wrong. I don't remember the other
I know Anaconda was one of them because I didn't want none of it.
The other one was Lockhart.
Unless it got RAM, son.
Yes. Ha 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 ha.
Moving on, we also have MLB The Show will, for the first time in literal years, be coming to other platforms in 2021.
This was a weird story for a lot of reasons. The first weird reason is because it is literally developed by a Sony-owned studio.
Yes.
The San Diego team?
San Diego.
Yeah. So, one, that's weird. Two, multi-platform could just mean PC. So, before people started getting all up on the PlayStation or the Xbox and Nintendo Switch theories, people were very quick to point out, well, Sony's already said that they were going to do some development for PC. But then, the thing that made this even weirder was both Microsoft and Nintendo Twitter accounts both retweeted the story and said, like, good news or something like that. So, which makes me think that they know something we don't.
Right, that this may be the first one going all across, which I think, if anything, it would go mobile.
Yeah.
Or like a Need for Speed mobile thing.
So the theory that some people I saw on the internet had was, do you think that the negotiations were basically the league talking to Sony and being like, nah, man, we're done with you guys with this contract unless you get us real money. Put this thing out on everything.
They see what EA's doing and how popular...
2K. They probably see those 2K20 numbers.
Yeah.
And they're like, we want that. Why isn't our game that? Let's stop limiting it just to PlayStation.
Or someone in MLB was like, why are people hating on baseball? Must be video games.
Must be video games.
Well, let's check that out. I didn't know we had video games.
We have a video game. We need to have multiple video games.
Right.
Why do we have one of these things?
Old man executive making a decision.
So yeah, the other interesting kind of wrinkle here is that the show has always been a technical showpiece for whatever the new PlayStation has been.
Right.
Will going multi-platform kind of end an era where that was the game that you showed the person like that was skeptical about video games, said, "Look at how real my video game is"? Because obviously a Switch version will, or even a mobile version will never be able to get up to the kind of clarity that you have in the show.
No, but I do think that, like you said, going the PC route is a good probably way to go.
Yeah.
Or maybe Google Stadia.
Who cares? Anyway, so that's that story.
That's that story. And lastly, in the bits, new studio Cloud Chamber has been established to create a new BioShock game.
Yeah, after years of kind of like very, very quiet talk about a new BioShock being in development, the 2K just straight up confirmed it. Basically said, here's a studio that's working on it. And said that former EGM and OneUp.com writer Sean Elliott is going to be producing this thing.
Ooh.
So, very interesting that they're finally saying that this thing is real. I can't imagine what a modern BioShock would even look like or play like.
Yeah, especially since the last one was called BioShock Infinite and ended on such an infinite
possible place. So yeah, this game could be anything. As long as it has a lighthouse, a man, and a city, right?
Right, which for the most part, the first two went into the water. Yeah. The second one went to the clouds. Where's the next one going? Space?
Hell.
Hell? Space?
Hell, space. Space hell. It's like a hell planet in space. That's just Mars. Never mind. This is just Doom.
That's Doom. When you're writing Doom.
I'm just writing Doom.
Or Super Mario Galaxy.
They don't. All right, anyway.
Anyways, that's it for the bits, unless you have something.
No, that's the bits.
All right. Would you like to step out of the arena here?
I mean, I'm going to stay right here, but what you mean is let you talk. Yes, it is your turn. As you hinted at last week, you said there would be a new trailer for the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3.
And boy, was I right.
All right, tell us all about your revelations of Kingdom Hearts. I understand you can play as Kairi.
Yes, I'll get there.
That's literally all I know.
I will get there because first, this trailer was leaked online.
Yeah, I heard.
Leaked online as someone decided to, some real diehard fan decided. I don't want to call him an asshole. Just someone with too much time on their hands decided to punch in a bunch of random codes into not Square Enix, but like Square Enix's YouTube.
Yeah.
To like try and like figure out what this what the URL would be, and they eventually hit it and released it. Figured it out because it was uploaded but blocked right until time to release. Because it was uploaded, someone figured it out, and so it got leaked early.
Yeah. Okay.
Although it was promptly taken down, only to be released like literally the following day. Because once one copy's out, everyone has it, and you can't. It's Pandora's box. Once it's open on the open, it's there forever because internet.
People will keep circulating the tapes.
Literally, internet is the cause and bane of all existence at this point.
It's true. The cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
It really is at this point.
Paraphrase Homer Simpson.
Yes. But yes, Kingdom Hearts Remind DLC is actually 2 parts DLC. Technically 3. When it gets released, there will be a free update for everybody.
Okay.
Version 1.07.
Okay.
However,
God forbid it be 1.1. No, they're not there yet.
No. They already been putting out patches throughout its release, but 1.07.
They could have just done 1.1.
No, it's 1.0.7. That's why.
Stupid.
But yeah, that patch will be free for everyone. But if you also want to buy the Remind DLC, it'll be $29.99, and it will include
$30?
Yes.
Okay.
But it is an all-inclusive new story in it, plus data boss battles, plus you get to play as Kairi, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And as a bunch of other characters, including Aqua and Roxas and Terminator and...
Man, I thought he was in a lot of games this year, but that's ridiculous.
Terra and Roxas.
Daisy Ridley.
And Kylo Ren and Buzz Lightyear.
And then Kylo Ren and also Adam Driver.
And also Adam Driver.
Just Adam Driver. Non-character.
Non-character Adam Driver.
Singing show tunes. Anyway.
Anyways. But yeah, that is all included in the $30 package. But there is a $40 package of $39.99, which includes everything I said before, plus a new theme, plus a 17-track orchestra from the Kingdom Hearts World of Tres orchestra, which took place in Japan.
Oh,
so they've done this before, where you can get the soundtrack as a part of other deluxe bundles. But, that soundtrack is amazing. I love Kingdom Hearts soundtracks. Mm-hmm. They're great. They're fantastic. I literally turned on Nightmare Before Christmas on Disney Plus, and as soon as it did the first beats, I was like, oh my god, this is basically just Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I mean,
no wonder.
Because they probably just replay the song over and over and over.
Oh, no, they definitely do. It's literally like the world theme for it, but it's like, so much detail went into this game because I can see it from the film. And, yeah, it's good. I've liked everything I've seen of it. I will definitely buy this DLC because it's just me.
Just who you are.
It's just who I am at this point with this series.
Your heart will tell you.
Follow my heart. Exactly. Yes, there will be a secret boss battle attached to this.
Secret.
Yes, secret. Although secret may be spoiled because people have been heavily hypothesizing that it's one of the characters that's already been revealed.
So it's probably something to do with, I'm going to say a random term I know from Kingdom Hearts lore. Something about a lingering will.
No.
Okay.
Yes, that is a term, and yes, that is a character.
Naminé and Yen Sid.
Mean Disney?
No.
Yeah.
Yen Sid.
No. But Naminé is involved in these cutscenes.
You should throw more Kingdom Hearts things that I know about.
Well, we already said Heartless.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be more Heartless battles. There will be a new mode, a new photo mode.
Oh, photo mode.
Where you can position the character models.
About time.
You can take control of Donald Duck and anyone else in your party and position them within the world in order to take photos. Which means
more material for people to go on YouTube to make Linkin Park AMVs.
Yes, but it will also not be long before, inappropriate images get circulated everywhere.
But also Linkin Park AMVs.
Also Linkin Park AMVs.
Okay, this might be a personal question. Did you ever make a Linkin Park AMV?
Yes, would you like to see it?
No, I don't want to see it.
Oh, okay.
But wait, are you not kidding?
Huh?
Wait, is that true? Did you ever make one?
Yes. Would you like to see it?
No, I don't want to see it.
Oh, I also made a Lonely Island AMV. Would you like to see that?
Hey, I already said my embarrassing thing I did as a teenager earlier in this podcast, so I'm glad we're even now.
Play Pokemon?
No, my Pokemon fanfiction.
Yes.
We're even now. Okay, moving on.
I'm not embarrassed about it.
For some reason, I had it in my mind. I was like, I bet he has.
You bet correctly. I did it, and so did my brother.
A lot of people did it.
Yeah, a lot of people did it.
It was the time.
Yeah.
It was the fashion at the time.
Still is.
Anyway.
Anyways.
To have a Dragon Ball Z?
No, because I found Dragon Ball Abridged.
Okay.
Or Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
So wasn't a Dragon Ball Z AFB with Linkin Park? Because I feel like that was probably the most common variant.
That was also up there, yes.
Oh, okay.
But as soon as I discovered Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I kind of just stuck with them.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, sorry, sidetracked.
That's not a sidetrack.
Anything else going on with this, or you're excited? You're going to buy it?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to buy it. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to tie this in with what's going on with Union Cross, because that recently got an update as well, with more episodes added, just to confuse everyone some more, if you weren't confused enough already.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, I had a conversation with my girlfriend today, in which she said she had an encounter at the library in which a bunch of teenagers were trying to tell her about Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Did she not know?
She has no idea what any of it was.
Okay.
And so she was basically telling me what they had said, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I've had this conversation multiple times. It's like, no, I don't know what this all means either. And she was like, wait, so this person, this kid was telling me, it's like, there's a person who was also this person, but like without a heart?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, that's a thing.
Yep, that's a thing.
But then the real kicker to this story was she was like, oh yeah, and this person said that the first game came out the year she was born.
Oh my god.
And I was like, yeah, 2002?
Yeah, so Billie Eilish.
So, yeah, that person can be a senior in high school, and the PlayStation 2 can be older than them.
Literally,
They're
Billie
going to
Eilish.
graduate high school, and they are younger than the PlayStation 2.
I just keep saying Billie Eilish.
No, she also, was probably born the same year as Kingdom Hearts 1 came out.
Yes, because she will be turning 17.
18. She's turning 18.
Okay, so after then, technically.
It's kind of insane, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're high school seniors. They were born in 2002. We're old! Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Enjoy this game that I still, to this day, pawn over every single detail of every trailer released.
And with that,
and every story note.
That's all we have this week.
Yeah, because who knows when actual Kingdom Hearts 4 will ever be released.
Never.
But,
it won't be alive.
that is one thing that I will mention. Because, as you said, they're working on the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's true.
The character models were released, or at least the images for them were released online. And people are pawning over the character model of Aerith. Because she had not been shown in full detail in the Final Fantasy VII trailer remakes.
Yeah.
And so people assume that because it's the same company, Square Enix, and still Tetsuya Nomura, that basically these are the character models we're going to get, and this is their quote-unquote test run in engine for other people to basically say, hey, this is wrong, please fix this. And like, okay, we'll fix it for the actual game. This is just their Kingdom Hearts form. Don't worry, it's not the actual form. Shit, we gotta change it.
Are you saying it's like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, but for Final Fantasy characters?
Yes.
It's like, oh, we showed you this one. Oh, it sucks? You hate it? Okay, here's one that's slightly better. Oh, you love it now.
Oh, we love it because this is indie universe. Good, because that other one, it's crappy because it's in the Kingdom Hearts universe, and it's not exactly the same universe. You get what we're going with? Even though we've clearly established that they are the same universe?
We need to stop talking about this.
I don't know. Because
we have to stop.
Alright, fine. Stop me if you dare.
Okay, real quick, I just want to say, I did something weird in video games this week.
Oh, what did you do weird in video games?
I mean, continued playing some post-game content in Sword and Shield.
Yes.
I'm now in the Battle Tower. I've beaten a handful of people.
Okay. Is this online Battle Tower?
There is an online elements to the Battle Tower, but I'm just doing the offline stuff right now. Just raising ranks and getting BP.
Okay.
And I went back to catch some peeps. But then, besides that, I went into an old video game, a last year video game. Remember Soul Calibur 6?
I remember you were excited about Soul Calibur 6.
Well, I decided to fire that up literally a year after its release.
Mm-hmm.
It came out late October last year.
Yes.
And they've done a lot of work on that thing. So they've completely redesigned the fighting model, apparently. They took out a counter system and replaced it with an old counter system from the previous games. They've put in a bunch of new content. There were six DLC packs for Season Pass owners, and I was a Season Pass owner.
Yes,
and
I remember this.
They're doing a second season.
Oh.
So there's a new Season Pass. What reminded me of this was you said that the Kingdom Hearts stuff was $29.99.
Yes.
Because this is how much they're going to make you pay for a Season 2 pass for Soul Calibur 6.
Okay.
And I was like, that is too much money, sir.
Huh.
I will not be paying that. But yeah, and they're adding some characters. They are so far they've only announced one character, but it's the Night Lady from Soul Calibur 4. So yeah, they're going to continue adding characters and content to that game.
Okay.
Who knew?
Interesting.
I was like, wow, okay, I guess some people are still playing this thing. And they're calling it a Season 2, like it's Fortnite or something.
I don't know.
That's the new model, I guess.
That's the models. Just call them seasons.
So yeah, I just wanted to give that a shout out. That game's still fun.
Okay.
All right, that's all.
All right. And with that, I think we're done. I think there's any other
that's it.
video game thoughts.
No, that's it.
Okay.
So that'll do it then for video games. That'll do it for this week's Media Boat podcast.
Okay.
You said it was going to be a long one. I think we only went 8 minutes out from our usual time.
Maybe, but
We started late.
Yeah, we started
It was
late.
a literal late episode.
I started late, and I have to talk to you more about other stuff.
Yeah, we got to do some planning.
Yes. We're speaking of planning. We are in December, which means it is the end of the year
Almost.
coming up,
Which
and that
means
also
it's almost
means
the end of our season.
and that also means end of the year lists.
Hell yeah.
So we have devised a schedule for the upcoming end of the year.
Yes.
We will be sharing that with you the beginning of next episode.
Yes.
We'll hammer out the details probably tonight,
Yeah,
probably
figure
this
it out.
weekend, figure it out, and then give you the full lowdown of how the schedule is going to go next Saturday.
Yes.
Or sorry, next Saturday. Next Wednesday,
Yes.
because the following Wednesday after that is Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and the one after that is New Year's. Seeing as we both have families and lives outside of this podcast.
Yeah, we'll have some recorded shows in the can for you.
Yep, and we'll give you that entire schedule next time. But for now, Matt, plug us away.
All right, so thanks for joining us. If you joined us live, thank you. If you didn't join us live,
The hell's wrong with you? I'm sorry, no.
hey, calm down.
Okay.
You can see us on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com and search Media Boat Podcast, you can find our channel, like, subscribe, click the bell, and get notifications. There you can see us live every Wednesday, except for the weeks that we aren't live, like the next 2 weeks.
No, we're
sorry.
live next week.
The 2 weeks next after next.
Yes.
We will be live on Wednesday nights around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So tune in then. If you'd rather listen to an audio version of us, don't blame you. You can find podcast services such as Apple Podcasts. Just search Media Boat Podcast, and you'll find us. You can also find us on social media. Twitter, we're at Media Boatcast. Facebook, search Media Boat Podcast. You'll find our page. Like, leave a comment. Say something nice, why don't you?
It's the holiday season
It's
after
the
all.
holidays. You can go to twitch.tv/MediaBoat if you want to watch us play the occasional video game. I'm sure Tig Biddies is still hanging out.
He's still around there.
Still around. You can go to patreon.com/MediaBoat if you want to be the best friend this holiday season to us. And donate. You can donate even as little as $1 a month. We'd still love you just as much as anybody else.
Yeah, as you say, best friend is not a person.
It's a tier.
It's a tier.
It's true. I always forget where I got that from. Some TV show. Anyway. But yeah. So that's the deal. You can find us in all of those places. And we will be back next week for more.
We'll be back next week live with our holiday list
Yes.
of... our holiday...
Yay.
Schedule, not list, because
Yes,
we're going to do
schedule.
lists.
There'll be regular shows,
Hurry,
but we will
regular.
have a schedule for you for
Yes.
the special shows.
All right. And with that, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Okay, bye. All right. Bye-bye, YouTube
Bye.
audience.